If God is an exalted man with a body of flesh and bones, why does Alma 18:26-28 and John 4 verse 24 say that God is a spirit?
Question number 13. If God is an exalted man with a body of flesh and bones, why does Alma chapter 18 verses 26-28 and John chapter 4 verse 24 say that God is a spirit? So let us deal with these one at a time. First, John chapter 4 verse 24, as it is rendered in the King James Bible, states, God is a spirit, and they that worship him must worship him in spirit and in truth. However, this verse is a mistranslation. It is an error. And back in the 1830s, Joseph Smith was commanded by God to retranslate the Bible, restoring it to its original wording and meaning. In the Joseph Smith translation, he corrected this verse. Its original meaning, as given to us through the prophet Joseph Smith, is as follows. For unto such hath God promised his Spirit, and they who worship him must worship in spirit and in truth. So when John wrote his gospel, he did not actually state that God is a spirit, but that God had promised his Spirit to those who believed and followed him. This was later mistranslated, and that mistranslation has been passed down to us. As to the Alma passage, they mention Alma chapter 18 verses 26-28, but I will start reading on verse 24. This first of all takes place just after Ammon had defended King Lamani's sheep against a band of marauders. He defended them in a rather miraculous manner, and afterwards King Lamani was very impressed but also rather afraid of Ammon and the power that he had. And so he asked Ammon where he had got his power, and Ammon asked him if he would believe what Ammon taught him. And when the king said yes, Ammon began to teach him, and that's what we have here starting in verse 24. It says, And Ammon began to speak unto him with boldness, and said unto him, Believest thou that there is a God? And he answered and said unto him, I do not know what that meaneth. And then Ammon said, Believest thou that there is a great spirit? And he said, Yea. And Ammon said, This is God. And Ammon said unto him again, Believest thou that this great spirit, who is God, created all things which are in the heaven and in the earth? And he said, Yea, I believe that he created all things which are in the earth, but I do not know the heavens. And Ammon said unto him, The heavens is a place where God dwells, and all his holy angels. Now when Ammon had said these words, he began at the creation of the world, and also the creation of Adam, and told him all the things concerning the fall of man, and rehearsed and laid before him the records and the holy scriptures of the people, which had been spoken by the prophets, even down to the time that their father Lehi left Jerusalem. So, when we take this passage in context, what do we have? We have Ammon using a fairly common and very effective teaching method of establishing what King Lamani already believes in, and then building on it. So when he asked him if he believed in God, King Lamani said he did not understand what the word meant. He did not know the concept of God. And so Ammon turned to what was clearly a commonly held belief among the Lamanites, that of a great spirit. And then he compared that. He said, okay, you believe in the great spirit. This is God. So now he gave the King Lamani a starting place to build from in learning of God. He already believed in the great spirit, and from that we can build on everything else, which we are told he did. Ammon laid before him all the holy scriptures, all the records, starting at the creation. In this discourse and in this teaching, it is clear that Ammon taught him the true nature of God. He built on what King Lamoni already believed and revealed to him the full truth. Part of that full truth is that God has a physical body of flesh and bones.